Hey guys, this is Chris Morgan here with Team Magikarp, and here's a recent tournament video that we done at a local league. This is me playing Durant, and I happen to run into a Wellord deck, so oops, this isn't going to be the most exciting match, but here we go anyway. So we start out, we got stuck with our Shaman. We're going to get a float stone down on it, place him in. We already used one trick shovel just to start chipping away at his deck. It's not much we're going to be able to go do here since we went first. We are going to play in. I know it looks a little counterintuitive that we're putting cards back in our opponent's deck, but you really need to have consistency with your deck, and In's still one of the best draw supporters. Even though in this game there's going to be no disruption with him whatsoever, he is purely draw, and that's just fine because we've got to be pretty aggressive in this matchup. Everything comes down to us being able to keep energy out. The Wellord deck plays a lot of energy removal, as you're about to find out, and we need to keep out one metal energy at all times to keep discarding stuff from his deck. Now, one of the main problems is going to be that he has VS Seekers, so anytime one of his supporters goes into the discard pile that can remove energy, he can easily get it back. So those are the cards we want to see go in there. We want to see him keep in his hand things like AZ, Cassius, Hugh, Max Potion. Those are fine. We don't want to see those go in his discard pile. We just want to see energy removal stuff go into his discard pile. There he trick shoveled one of my Durants in there, but luckily we run Revive in this deck. So here we go. We start our milling process. Pass the turn back to him. As you can see, this is going to be pretty easy for him if he wants to. He can find a way to discard that energy. Looks like he's going to go with the Skyla, and if I'm not mistaken, he picks the Team Flare Grunt, and he does. Now he's going to wait till next turn to use that, which lets us know that we've got to hold our energies. So we're just going to hold on to our energy, make him discard. See the Max Potion went in there, it's no good to us, so we would have much rather seen like Team Flower Grunt and a VS Seeker go in there. Now we had to be really aggressive in this match, and that's kind of scary when you think about it, because the Wellord wants to deck you out as well. So if you're sitting there having to aggressively discard most of your stuff because the ramp plays a lot of energy removal itself, at least 25% of the cards in this deck are just dead. We're going to put some down like at Life Dew there, which is going to do nothing in this match, but we don't want to draw it either. Just the same thing with that flare tool there. We put it over there on him, that jamming, or not jamming that, but head ringer, so that way we don't draw it later. And here we pretty much just want to find the energy, keep it on there, and discard. Now, one of the problems with this deck that I found out is that the special metal energy is just super easy to knock off. When I rebuild the deck, it's definitely going to go. I understand the option of preventing 10 damage, but to me, the Enhanced Hammer is so prevalent in the format anyway that you're going to lose that energy. You've got that between that and Zerosic. That energy is not staying on there. So I feel a lot safer if I'm making them play Crushing Hammers and Team Flare Grunts. That really limits the things that they can play against me. So that's the kind of stuff that we want to do. Again, here we're aggressively, we're just looking for energy. We find one, and we're just going to start chewing away at his deck. So, it'll be a Seeker, get back a Juniper. See, we're having to be super aggressive because we want to keep, we got to find energy. We know it's going to get discarded off. There went a Team Flagrant and a VS Seeker into his discard pile. That's what we want to see. Oh, another Team Flagrant. So see, there goes our energy down. We're looking for an energy, special metal energy. Again, now this opens up more things that can knock this off. You can easily go get, VS Seeker for that Flare Grunt or a Zerosic, and it's just gone. So that doubles up the amount of things that he can use against it, plus if he has more Enhanced Hammers in his deck. See, top deck's that Zerosic, and that's gone. Nothing we can do about it. Found another energy, place it down, and just continues to devour his deck. That's the whole strategy of the deck. It is kind of boring, I understand that, but it is how it works. Now, if this had been a different matchup where the Pokemon that he's using is attacking, you may see a lot more interactions from us towards him as well. We wouldn't just be devouring. We would be playing things like Team Flare Grunt, Enhanced Hammer, Crushing Hammer, things like that to keep his energy off, and that actually helps us out because he's using resources, and those resources don't go back in his deck when we end. Now, against Wellord, when we end, we're going to end up putting things back in his deck that he didn't use just because he couldn't. I mean, he's basically playing one supporter turn just to knock off energy, and that's all he has to do. Uh, Whereas we're having to burn through all our stuff just to find the energy. But if we was playing a normal deck, they would have to be doing the same thing. They would aggressively playing Junipers or Sycamore just to make sure they have the cards in their hand. But the Well-Lord deck doesn't run those, and it doesn't have to. So it's no big deal. Now see, he's going to go for the VS Seeker. He's looking for ways to keep himself in this game. He doesn't have much of a deck left, but he's got to do whatever he can to try and mill me. See, I've only got one card left there, I think. Might be two. But we've got to figure out a way to get energy back into our deck, because if we lose an energy, we're going to be in trouble. So we put those in there. I was actually hoping that he would knock that energy off that turn, but he didn't. That way I get all three of them back. But it all works out the same, because I would have just been trying to draw that anyway. So he shuffles his cards back in his deck. I'm down to 2 cards. I believe he's down to 1, if I'm not mistaken. He is. Passing the turn with 1 card up is really dangerous. As you can see, that Sacred Ash is in his hand. He's trying to figure out if there's a way for him to get enough trick shovels to go ahead and eliminate me from the game. As you can see, I've only got the 2 cards there. I think he is out of options at this point, because he already played his Dowsing Machine. Or we discarded one, yeah. You can see it as he flips through there at supersonic speed. Like I said, I really sped this match up just so you guys didn't have to sit through it, because this match did take almost 50 minutes, and we've cut it down to 10, so you're welcome. There he goes. He plays the Trick Shovel, and he actually gets rid of one of my energies. So if he can knock this energy off, and we don't draw an energy, he should be able to win. And he plays the Sacred Ash, and luckily for us, most of his Pokemon are prized. I think he runs another Suicune and 2 more Wells, so that works out fine for us. We go ahead and devour for the win, and we move on to game 2. So in game 2, we get to start with our guy up front, and he allows me to go first, which is really nice for me. I know what his strategy is. It doesn't matter. He just wants to knock off energies, things like that. So going first for him is not a priority, but for me, it's fine. It allows me to get set up, which I didn't have much to do at that time anyway. So we're starting to get down our Durants. Not much going on here. I think I just didn't draw into much, but sometimes that's just what happens. He plays Shauna. I actually started to grab my deck because I think everything's either in or Juniper in this format, so Shauna kind of threw me for a loop, but I know why it's in the deck. You just want to keep cards that put them in there. You're not running, like I said, you're not running Juniper or Sycamore. So we're just, again, just like game 1. I'm just trying to fly through my deck as quick as possible to make sure I get out all the Durants. Use the recycle, get some stuff in there. Didn't want to lose that Sacred, or not Sacred Ash, but Super Rod. And I went ahead and Trainer Meld, or actually I think I level balled there, just to make sure that if he trick shovels, he can't get rid of it. So I got rid of my Jirachi, which is fine. We don't need that anyway. Level ball, grab that 4th Durant, and now we're ready to rock and roll. Juniper, throw away all my stuff. I'm just looking for a way to retreat that Durant, and we don't want to use the energy to do it, because that would be bad for us. Level ball. Didn't find anything that I wanted, just trying to get rid of cards. Yep. Cycle, we hit it. Put Trick Show up there. Pass. Unfortunately, we didn't find a Float Stone. So he is going to go for Skyla. And he got the Trick Shovel. And he got rid of our Trick Shovel. So via Seeker. Going to have to go for Juniper. Like I said, you got to be really aggressive with this deck. In this matchup in particular. So now our own discard pile is bigger than our deck. So who's the middle deck in this format now? But we should be able to catch up. Hit another heads on our recycle, which is good. Draw a whole bunch of cards. Get that Float Stone finally. Go ahead, Trick Shovel him. And we start devouring for 4. Now, we want to make sure we keep energy down every turn, like I've said before. Just keep milling. Again, this is a pretty boring matchup. There's nothing exciting. There's no real interaction. I mean, aside from my Devourer and the Trick Shovel coming from him to me, and some energy removal. That's it for both of us. We're both just like dirtling along, doing our own thing. Wellord particularly doing nothing, but being pretty effective. Like I said, it's all from being aggressive. So he's going to Sucker Dash some stuff back in. Now this time he's got, more Pokemon. He had 3 of them, so I'm so glad, most of them's been prized. It helps it quite a bit. We just keep devouring. And at this point, he knows it's over. We shake hands, and that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.